Hello? Hello? I think this is working. Good. Seems to be working. Cool. Good. Looking good. Cool. Awesome. Right, hello everyone. How is everyone doing? It is a quiet Tuesday, and I thought I'm going to do some painting. So, yeah, I thought I'd jump on and say hello to everyone and see how everyone is doing. I've got to work on some of the shoulder pads on curves because they're not really blended at all or anything like that. So, I need to get them done. And I don't know what else what else I'm gonna do. To be honest with you, I may well divulge into some airbrushing. I'm not sure at present, so we shall see. So, how is everyone today? What's everyone been up to? Now, this is going to be relatively chilled, so we'll just plod along, see how things go, and chat about whatever we chat about. And yeah, I have just been laughing my head off watching Russell Howard, and yeah, that guy's funny. Some people might not find him funny, but yeah, I could not stop giggling whilst watching that. So I think he's kind of taken over from Lee Evans in the side of active, sweaty comedians. So yes. Hmm. Now, I don't exactly know what I'm going to be doing or chatting about. We shall see. I'm trying to keep an eye on things as well at the same time, so apologies. There's a bit of a clicking around. And yeah, it's I'm trying to keep an eye on the community, but work's been kind of a horrible point where your work just starts sucking up your life. That's kind of happening with me at the moment. So, hey Ravendale, how you doing? Yeah, so at the moment, work is kind of sucking up a lot of my life, and I would rather it didn't. But, you know, life, all that jazz, it happens. So I'm trying to figure out how I got back to this color. How did I get there? Do I have another color? How interesting. I've forgotten the color mix to make curves as non-metallic metal. This is going to be fun. How the hell am I going to pull this back? Let's just see. Let's keep on blending until we got the color we want. Yes. Yes. More curves tonight? Yes. Good things. So you live and thought tuning. Got some company. It's all good. Yeah, so working on Kurz again, trying to blend his shoulder pads in now. So I've done some gold on non-metallic metal gold on him, and I posted up. A lot of people liked him. One person said he looked chalky, and I was like, huh. And I listened to it, and I was debating whether or not to go back and do something with it. But it's a bit tricky when it's one person commenting out of 40 or 50 people just saying it looks chalky, and no one else has said that. So the question is, do you take the one person who gave you some actual criticism versus all the other people who just hit a like button? Or do you just kind of go with what you were working with and get it to work? So yeah, that's the tricky bit. Hey, grey. Grey, that's where I was going wrong. Annie Grey. Annie Grey. And we need some... Ooh, Dark Reaper might work nicely. So, yeah, I'm painting Kurz. I may well get the airbrush out and do some base coating, or I might do some modeling because I've got this guy done. So this is going to be my demon prince for my Thousand Suns, but I'm not overly happy with this hand, and it's not focusing, which is really annoying. Come on, focusing. There we go. So yeah, I'm not overly happy with that hand, so I'm going to do a bit of green stuff work to kind of mold that in. But yeah, I kind of like the mix between the Morghast kit and the Demon Prince. I think that was kind of cool. Did I get grey out? Grey. There we go. That's more like it. So, what has everyone been up to? It's one of those weird things. Watching that Russell Howard thing earlier, it's kind of like left me a little bit brain dead. I thought I'd be super chatty and everything like that, and I'm kind of stumbling around for words at the moment. It's kind of interesting how laughing a lot actually leaves you a little brain dead. Oh, interesting. So yeah, I watched Russell Howard earlier on, and yeah, he made me giggle quite a lot. So, yeah, it's had an adverse side effect on me where I'm not talking as much as I want to. Oh, interesting. A lot to talk about. Let's talk about the topic of the hobby and what's going on. So, interestingly enough, I saw a post or video got up from Arch Warhammer today, and he was talking about Age of Sigmar. And it's so funny listening to him talk about Age of Sigmar and the way he was looking at it. Is exactly the same way all of my friends who were into Warhammer are talking about it. Just like, nope, 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 don't want to do it, don't want to do it. And I still love the argument that they have is, oh, yeah, it didn't sell very well because GW didn't support it. You're like, well, no, they did. They did. They released new models. But it just wasn't enough, so they had to do something. Ralph Hamill, just checking in for a couple of minutes. Hello, hope all is well. Underdog Painting. Russell Howard's good news. Oh no, it was one of his stand-up shows. It was one of the ones when he was in Brighton. I don't know. It was called something, I can't remember what, but really funny, really funny. He's kind of preaching for the good of the world and stuff like that. He does sound a little bit like a stoner, but yeah, he does make me giggle though, so I can excuse him on that front. Then again, Bill Bailey's a massive stoner, and he makes me laugh a lot. So yes, so we may well see you may well see me on a hangout with Wargamer Online tomorrow, maybe, depending on what happens with Phil. He said if he was back in time, he'd drop me a message, let me know. So we might be doing a hangout tomorrow. So yes, you may see me again then, doing more painting. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm not sure if unsure if it will happen or not, but who knows? It'll be fun. If not, I'm sure I will catch up with them at another point in time. It's so weird blending this. Trying to make it not too pungent, but I think maybe it's that bit. Is that what's thrown off? That little bit up there. Oh, that's doing something. That's doing something. So the trouble I'm having is at the moment is on this shoulder pad here. Trying to get that line to blend there. But I'm having some issues getting it to blend properly. I seem to have lost my knack for doing non-metallic metals already, which is wonderful. So we'll just have to keep on working at this for a couple of minutes until I figure out what I'm doing again. And then hopefully we shall be back to it. So the Thousand Suns Codex dropped, and I went out and bought it. And there's a lot of stuff I can do now, like a crazy amount of stuff. Do you do anything else? If that's regarding life for Ravendale, not really. I do a lot of gardenings at the weekend. That's about it. So yeah, the Thousand Suns Codex came out, and I got it, and I'm a little bit overwhelmed with what I can pull out of the bag now. It's a bit like, wow, I can do all this, and it is going to give me a very, very large arsenal of things I can play around with, especially when it comes to the psychic phase and stratagems. There's a lot of stratagems. Now, I don't know if it's the same as the new kind of codex releases, and I'm just behind the times, but there was like 3 pages worth of stratagems and stuff I could do. Beezy Lebowski, evening. So yeah, the stratagems on the Thousand Suns is going to be it's going to be a hard time to remember. I mean, there's some which are not really they're not really going to do a lot, to be honest with you. Like, yeah, when am I going to have 3 Vindicators all sitting around doing that? But there are some which are sitting there going, "Ooh, I could do something really fun with that." So yeah, we're gonna have to see. Hopefully, my mate's going to be bringing his Space Marines over so I can have a game with him on Friday. We shall see how that goes. Here's hoping to get some success. But yeah, we shall see. Oh, Underdog as well. Apologies, mate. I did a live stream the same time you did yours, mate. So I do apologise, mate. The other day, I'll didn't mean anything by it. I just didn't realise you were doing it as well, mate. So yeah, apologies on that front. Let's see. Chapter Master Varak also showed up on Arch Warhammer's channel as well. So he's going up in the world, isn't he? And yeah. Sorry, I'll get that concentration thing on the go again, you know, where you like stick your tongue out like that's kind of happening right now. Let's minimize that. Just do a little bit of white in there. And a little bit more shading. A little bit more Blake. And then we'll have a look at the chat. So cool. Right. So, right. Happy about that. We're going to chat. I was to stop buying Codex Battle. Okay, so Ralph decides to stop buying Codex's bed battle tomes, concentrating, finish my army first. Yeah, it's fair enough. What's your thought on inclusion of AOS kits in 40k? I think it's awesome because the AOS kits are the models are awesome. Obviously only some work, but if they're there, why not use them? Demons and stuff. So there's a Mutalith Vortex Beast, which Thousand Sons have got access to. They've got access to some of the Zangor Enlightened. So yeah, they've got them. So Ralph's off. No worries. Enjoy yourself, Ralph. Hopefully I'll catch up with you next time. Zanga stuff, Horticulus Slimex. Yeah. So yeah, there are some which are coming across into 40k. So yeah, it's kind of interesting to see them doing it. I like the fact that they've done it. I don't know who had to like slap someone on the wrist though to go. They go, let's do this, and more than likely someone go, well, yeah, but the Age of Sigmar stuff, you can't do that. And I'm just hoping it was someone with some sense that just went, let's just do it, and let's make rules for them and put them in because they're awesome models. And people will buy them if there are rules for them and they benefit the game. Because as much as people buy it because it looks nice, buying it because it's got better rules, I think, is ultimately the better selling point. Especially with 40k, I generally think there is a thing there where the model may look amazing, but the rules for it will define how much of it you sell. I generally think that's a true rule. Sorry, I've got another concentration moment here. I think I might move on to doing something else because this concentration moments leave the chat a little bit dull. I might get the airbrush out, do some stuff. Either that or we do some sculpting. You see things ping off everywhere. So, as well, Thursday we've got chilling wargamers. So I've got with tonight. I've got tomorrow night possibly with Phil. Thursday we've got chilling wargamers. And Luke from Luke's APS is on. On Friday I'm having a game. My missus is gonna hate me. She's gonna hate me a lot. I'm gonna have to buy chocolate. I have a very weird thing that's happening to the moment. I'm trying to get healthier, so I'm trying to do runs in the morning, and it's really cold at the moment. So when I go for my run, I really have to like get a jog on to get some heat up, and then I don't feel the cold so much. But problem is, I think I'm inhaling a lot of cold air, so I end up coughing for the rest of the day, and it's a very odd thing. Everyone else has got a cold, and I'm just the fact that I've gone jogging in the morning is why I'm coughing. I don't know if there's a medical reason for what I've got, or if I'm slowly giving myself pneumonia or something like that. I don't know. But it's an interesting thing. Ramreg's in the house. Hello. 18. How you all this fine evening? That's from Nurgling. Hello. Demon's always been fantasy and dual 4K. Yeah, that's true. Just pulling them across into 40K more commonly, like the monsters and stuff like that. I think it's just, yeah, so made sense. So the old demon kits never looked right in 40K. This is from BT Lebowski. The new stuff is a lot more suited. Yes, it is. I'm sure a home cooked meal will soothe your wife's anger slightly more than chocolate. I don't know. I really don't know. Chocolate is yeah, that's a thing. So right, let's try this Jacaro orange. See what this does. First time I've opened it. I might have to mix that with some red. There's a it's a very pale orange. Almost a peach color. Red. So, oh, that's turning it pink. Okay. Let's try orange first, then see what happens. This is Jacaro orange. So, it is very orange. It is very standoutish. Almost garish. I'll show you this in a sec. Do a little bit on the wings on his chest. think I'm going to have to go back in with some red on this. It's just a little too much. I think with some red on it. So, very bright. Let's see. Can we get that light any better? Nope. Nope. Don't want to focus. 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 No, there we are. So it's very bing. I think we need to tone it down with some red. Come on, man. Stay up. That's what she said. All right, let's go back in with a little bit of red on here. Hmm. I'm not sure on this, guys. Just looking at this, I've just put the red back on. And I'm not sure if to go over it completely with red. Not sure. Is there any audio or is that just a problem on my end? I've got a picture my side, but if anyone else is having issues, can you let me know? Because I don't know that I'm having issues. Yeah. All right, hang on. I'll just pull some blue tack off of the curves here. Right. Okay. What do you reckon, peeps? Audio is fine. What about the video side of things? Anyone else having issues with video? Let me have a look at my settings. It says go through the webcam and everything like that. I don't know. Ravendale says he's got video and audio. Video also good from Nurgling. Yeah, maybe restart the stream, mate. Or be easy. Try and I don't know, close the browser down, restart it up again. Oh, I'm sorry, BZ. I can't do much about it because everyone else seems to be doing fine. Sorry. Yeah, that's nicer. So just going over the orange with a red, kind of thin down. And that does look a lot better. I can just leave the tips orange. Much better. All right. Here we go. Much better. Much better. Right. I think. I want to be more productive. Non-metallic metal is not a productive use of time. It's a long, drawn-out process. It's a very nice process at the end, but it's a very long process. So I think we should move on to something else. Right, because you can sit. Huh? Alright, let's paint some more guys. These guys are almost done. So, also as well, we got Luke on Thursday. He is releasing a brand new range of flocks, which he's designed himself, and I've ordered some, so hopefully we're going to get to see what they're like. I've pre-ordered them. I don't know when they're due to come out. To be honest, I'm not sure. I pre-ordered them, not knowing when I'll get them. Yes, maybe you should have thought about that. So, yes. But yeah, they're on their way, and we're gonna have a bit of a chat about that and the trials and tribulations of designing something for retail. Oh yeah, tongues. I forgot these guys got tongues. Tongues. We'll do some teeth, and then I think these guys, yeah, they could do a little bit of flock or static grass or something. But then I think they're ready to rock and roll, so we'll put these on the shelf and call them done. Do the teeth. A little bit of flock. And we can rock and roll. So, teeth. Let's go with a grey white to highlight the bleach bone that's on there. How's the painting held for comfort? Yeah, it's pretty good, to be honest with you. The problem is I usually do a lot of minis in one go. So having a lot of painting handles around doesn't really benefit me because it actually just takes up more space. But for like singular miniatures, like I'm doing with Kurz, it's really nice because I don't have to touch the mini as much. I still end up doing it just out of force of habit, but it is nice not to have to. Yeah, it's I never really had a painting handle. I sometimes use cork when I'm doing airbrushing, and so it's like a spindle thing here. So I use that sometimes, but I never used it for like a big project or a long project or anything like that. It's just always been a case of holding something small for airbrushing. So having a handle like this is kind of a new experience, and I probably wouldn't have tried non-metallic metal without it. So it's definitely got a benefit. And I completely forgot I've got to do the black on these. Duh. I knew there was something else I had to do. We'll do that as well. Yeah, the painting handle is definitely cool. Definitely a cool thing. Generally quite surprised that GW kind of did pretty well on nailing something which a lot of the companies had tried, and they've done good, but GW kind of kind of knocked out of the park on that one. So it's a bit weird though. I keep on putting it down, and I keep on not. It's weird. I'm not holding it constantly, but I'm not sure if I hold a model constantly. If that makes any kind of sense. When I'm doing painting and stuff like that, I'm not sure if I actually what I'm doing different with it. It's really weird. Yeah, let's just do little black bits on these guys. We don't need to do whole black bits. So here's a question. Has anyone been watching Black Lightning? That's just come out on Netflix. It's like 2 or 3 episodes in. Because I'm not sure what to think of it at the moment. One thing I have noticed, the main guy's got pretty much a hunchback. If you look at his posture and everything like that, it's like he's been painting minis for a year solid. His neck's really far forward. And yeah, the thing is, I spotted it, and now I cannot unsee it, if that makes any kind of sense. I'm just like, oh, this guy's neck's really far forward. But I'm just not entirely sure on the superhero that walks around everywhere and doesn't have a way of getting around to places a bit quicker, because kind of just has to walk to where he's going and then deal with it. And then when the police show up, somehow he can just run away, even though he's got a big glowing lightning on his chest. And you're like, huh? What? That part I'm not entirely sure on. I mean, I guess there's some logic somewhere, but it just doesn't seem like it's fully kind of complete, if that makes sense. It seems like there's some elements missing. Like my superhero nerdism is just like, nope, that wouldn't happen. So that's why the wife's upset you took her thread spindles. Yeah, I wish, but she didn't do sewing that often. I had to buy those off of eBay, unfortunately. Nah, she's not upset. She's amazing. It's one of those really hard things. You try and balance life and doing your hobby and um, trying to enjoy life, but also enjoy being around your family. It can be a tricky thing for hobbyists, because you get so sucked in and raptured in this thing that we do here, and you can end up just forgetting about other things. Not really. I wouldn't necessarily say it's your own fault. It's just you get wrapped up in it. So. So Power Zero one's in, Martin the Warrior's in. Hello. I've been watching Altered Carbon, which is awesome. I need to watch that. I do need to watch that. I kind of saw it and I was like, oh, that looks fun. I just need to get some time to sit down and watch it. I'll probably watch it with the missus. So we'll see if she wants to have a. Yeah, if you have those couple series, like Breaking Bad was a couple series for us. Game of Thrones is. What else? Star Trek Discovery, which is really interesting. Very 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 different to other Star Treks. Like very, very different. With blood and gore and everything like that. And a Klingon sex scene. which was kind of disturbing, I have to say. I was a little bit like, ooh, whoop. Yeah, Klingon sick thing. Ooh. Um, what else? What other series we watched together? There've been a few. There are some series which she watches, which I'm not into. Like, she watches Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, and like every time I've watched it, I've just been kind of mortally horrified. So, and she just laughs at me. Uh, Derpinus Maximus, listening while getting my ass kicked at World of Warships. Fair enough, Derpinus. I'm a World of Tanks player myself. I would like to try World of Warships, but my PC is just not powerful enough to do it. It'd be nice to try it with if they brought it out on Xbox or something like that, but orcs. You know, I've been getting kind of tired of just these orcs sitting on my desk, so it's really nice to kind of see them getting finished up. The question is, I'm in this odd state at the moment where I'm not entirely sure what to do, what to paint, and a little bit unfocused, I think is the correct term at the moment. I'm not zeroed in on what I want to do, which is odd for me because usually I kind of got the idea and the battle plan in my head, and then I just get to work on it, which is why I tend to be able to paint so many minis so rapidly because I just go, this is it, this is what I'm doing. I just get on with it. But at the moment, I don't really know what I should be doing. Why has that gone green? Has that gone green? That's weird. How odd is that? Why am I green? Oh, well, that's probably a bit too much. But hey. So, interestingly enough, ChillCon is actually not that far away now. Um, so we're coming into beginning end of February at the moment. We're going to be coming into mid-February soon, and ChillCon's the end of March. So, yeah, really not a lot of time left. But it's good because a lot of people I know, which I didn't think we're going to go to ChillCon, are actually going to ChillCon. So I think that's going to be quite fun. I get to catch up with everyone. Yeah, did I see the new Grey Slayer kit upgrade kit? I did. I'm not a massive Space Wolves player. I'm not a massive fan of the Space Wolves. I just they never like to a lot of people they have an edge. To me, they have character, but not enough of an edge for me to feel that pull towards it. Whereas I think a lot of people do get that from them. They do look amazing. Very much. They're kind of old school plate armor. A lot of them, like they got that banded plating going on with them, which is different because I think a lot of the other ones you kind of see. You only saw that in like the Mark II stuff. from Forge World, whereas a lot of the newer stuff is Mark IV, so it's all sleeker or just ornate or something like that, so it's a bit different. Whereas that, they've kind of rolled it backwards and made them all sort of made them look that way, so made them look Iron-esque or like Dark Age-esque. I think maybe Dark Age-esque would be a more correct term. And yeah, it's an interesting aesthetic. It's again not something which is got enough of pull on me to make me want to pursue it, but the new kit has upside down bolters. Really? Upside down bolters? As in they're holding them? Also, they're holding them like underslung. I really need to have a look at that. It wasn't the main thing that I was focusing that was coming out of the weekend. To be honest with you, there are a lot more things there. I was kind of intrigued with. Rogel Dawn looks good. Good. I'm not overly keen on the pose, but a lot of people. I think that's just a personal preference thing. He is a stoic guy, so I can understand the pose and the logic that went behind the pose. Just not 100% sure I like it. The Constantine Valdor is a very busy model. That was really like, okay, what's going on with all these animals all over you, Constantine? Like, I thought, I know custodies are ornate, so yeah, it's a bit, you gotta have a little bit of a like hypocrite, but I kind of wanted to be toned down a little bit. He was a very, very busy model. I'm going to try and wrap this guy's arm in flames, because I think that would be cool. So, the orcs, you can all go over there. I'll do some flock on you later. So we're now working on this bad boy. And I'm going to try and get it so his arm is kind of one big fire thing. And I'm not sure how I'm going to do that, but I have just found a load of these tools, which I got ages ago. And let's have a look, see what we got here. I've got loads. I didn't realize I bought this many. Although, I think this was just from one kit. And either it was just, no, this might have been two kits. Look like different kind of wood. But yeah. So we'll try and see what we can do. Yeah. I'm not sure how this is going to work, but hey ho. Let's see what we can do. Ooh, that's a cool one. I've not used that before. That looks interesting. So in theory, if I do, try to get it so you guys can see it. Let's see if this works. So the tool has. Nope, not going to focus. So, oh. All right. So let's just pull these across then. Oh, that works. That works. So if we do like that. Ooh, that kind of does a cool trick. I like that. I've not used this tool before. You are my new favorite tool. And let's... Oh, you can get some really interesting. Oh, I like this tool. This is my new favorite tool. How interesting. I'll show you the results of this in a minute once I've finished having a play around with this tool. See if I can get some cool things happening with it. Oh, interesting. Never seen anything like this. I'll tell you what, I can probably get fur to work with this. So fireworks and fur will probably work as well. You just have to kind of work it in. Oh. The problem is I'm pulling the green stuff at the moment, so. Yep, the sights are in the correct place, but it looks like the whole body of the bolt gun has been spun 180 degrees in CAD. Oh, how weird. Do you think that's purpose, or because I think they're screwing up a bit with the Space Wars from what I've heard. The Praetor guy, there was a lot of hate about that because they hadn't sort of finished it off. It's such a shame for such an iconic Legion to them just go, nah, let's just get him out there. You know, people aren't going to care. You're like, you do realize Horus Heresy are kind of some of the biggest rivet counters going at the moment. Yeah. How interesting. Yeah, the Weekender was an interesting thing. I got offered to go, and I turned it down mainly for money reasons. I didn't really have the cash to blow because I know I would end up buying stuff because, yeah, shiny. But yeah, I don't know. The new stuff that's coming out. The thing is, I don't think a whole weekend is now what's needed to dedicate to it. I think if you had a day, you could probably release that sort of stuff out. But I know it's kind of a tradition now, so I can understand why people still want to do it, etc., etc. But I mean, I'd probably go for the one day, learn all I need to do, seal the sea, you know, get the models I wanted, and then just sort of be done for the day and go home, like an open day or something like that. That's I would be happy with that. I think a weekend would be a bit too much for me. But yeah, I can understand why people do it. Right, so that does that. Right, what else do these tools do? That does holes. There we go. That's cool. Ooh, I'm really enjoying this now. Sculpting with new tools. This is fun. You can't really see what I'm doing here, but I will show you in a minute because it's really quite funky playing around with these tools. So I saw one guy as well. This is how crazy the world is these days. I saw a guy who bought the like a Custodes force and was selling it straight away. He's like, "Nah, I can't be bothered with this." It was like, mate, these have been out less than a week, and you're selling them for less than you could get them from a discount store. And it was just like, this is nuts. Please, banana shaped fur. Yeah. Let's see. Let's see if I could. I don't know how well this is going to show up, but it's actually focusing on that. That's pretty well, to be fair. The cool thing is when I focus in like that, I can see where things go wrong. And then I can mess around with them. And let's put in. What else we got here? Ooh, even smaller things. How cool. How It's weird. All my sculpting tools before, I've always had a point on the end of them. I've never really realized it until just now that if you use something with a ball on the end of it, the whole thing changes. You can get some much more interesting results. How funky. Sorry, guys. I'm in mid concentration here, so that's why I'm going quiet. So yeah, the Weekender. I don't know. I mean, what are people's thoughts on the Weekender? As well, uh, I'm I'm a bit in an iron about it, and so a lot of people go every year religiously. Um, I'm I don't know. I just don't know. I'm just not feeling the vibe for Heresy at the moment. Which I mean, I love the models and I love the fluff behind it. I think I've just had a bit of an overdose that was a bit too big to deal with, and I've got to kind of get back into the love of painting and modeling it. Um, yeah, I think that's what I need to do. The love of painting and modeling it. That's what I used to do. So let's go back and have a look at this so I can have a look at. See, that comes out pretty well now. Focus. Cool. I do need to get those back bits sorted. What am I going to do about that? What am I going to do about that underarm? Oh, that doesn't look pretty. So, thank you. I like the idea of them, but have yet to go to one. Yeah, the idea sounds cool. I find it funny that a lot of people who are full on devout, like heresy people, are people who have never played 8th edition and will refuse to play 8th edition, which I find a shame, because it's just all you're doing is showing that you're unwilling to try new things, and unwilling to give it a go. Try, as I said, try new things, try another system. You might find it's really quite entertaining. But yeah, it's just a shame. I tend to find as well that the people who are massively into heresy, have never played 8th, are very aggressive towards 8th. I don't know where this comes from. But you kind of looked at it as if you like, oh, you play that simple game. And you're like, really? Because it's a lot more fun. I've not yet been and played any 8th. 8th is a really fun game. It might not be for everyone, and I fully admit that, so I wouldn't really want to say to anyone, yeah, you should definitely love 8th, because you might not. You might not like it. It might not be your cup of tea. But one thing it did with me was reconnect me with some of my old friends, and one of my best friends who I played game with, who was kind of the person I would say is my most favorite person to play against, because he plays for the sake of playing a game rather than wanting to win. And we sit there and learn from it each time, and it's really good. And plus, he's a very good mate, so we end up having a laugh. And yeah, I can't get enough. I can't honestly say there's anyone I would rather play against than him. So allowing me to reconnect with a friend of mine like that is just something more magical than Heresy has ever done. So Heresy's done some good things, don't get me wrong. Connecting me with a lot of friends. I've had some good games. They've been really good. There's been a lot of arguments, but that's just that. But having your mates back to play with you, that sounded dodgy. Having your friends be able to play games with you again, because it's not overly complex and they're not getting left behind or anything like that, because Heresy was very much for the elite, and I'm going to spend a lot of money on it. And if your friends didn't want to spend that money, you're on your own, which is a bit of a shame. And I'm quite happy that my friends are happy to play against me in 8th edition. And there are some weird rules. Like we have a house rule that flamers can't shoot flyers. So, because probably it just makes a bit more sense. And I think we're still figuring out a lot of house rules as well, which we want to do. We'll see what happens though with the Thousand Suns, because I've got a funny feeling they're just gonna wreck a lot of face. And I kind of got the newest codex, so it's definitely going to be codex creep, and yeah, they're not going to be happy with me. But hey ho, fun times. Forgot to do this goal. Forgot to do the goal. I got some Death Guard upstairs that I could use. At least the flavor of large troop movements is still in heresy, unlike 40k. You'd be surprised in 8th. They've just tailored it differently. You can still have very much large units, not as large as heresy. Heresy is massive. So you can get a lot more on the board, and yeah, fully understood that. But the 8th side of things, it does have a lot. You can get a surprisingly large amount on the table compared to what people may necessarily think that you're going to get on the table. But yeah, like Imperial Guard, you get a bucket ton. Demons also get quite a lot. Space Marines, not so much. Primaris, definitely not so much. Primaris are kind of one of the weakest, I'd say, for actual gaming wise. I think Primaris are. There's nothing that stands out enough with them to give an edge compared to someone else. Like Thousand Suns have definitely got an edge in the psychic phase. Like they will dominate pretty much every other army in the psychic phase. I don't know any army that will be able to contend with what they can dish out in the psychic phase. So they've effectively got another turn or another phase compared to everyone else, and the damage is just mind blowing on what they can pump out. They're quite slow though. They are not that fast. A lot of the units though can now deep strike if you use a stratagem or something like that. So they've got that to get around it. But yeah, their main downside is their speed. They're also quite high points cost in comparison. So it's like 18 points. So it's basically 20 points a model for a rubric marine. But we'll see how they do. Against Primaris, it'll be an interesting matchup. I've gone against Primaris before, and I kind of nuked them. But I didn't really come up against any vehicles. So Thousand Suns have got very potent anti-infantry stuff. Maybe not so much in the vehicle side of things, unless they start taking stuff like Predators and I'm guessing maybe Defilers, maybe not so much Defilers. You can take Vindicators. They don't have Havocs or anything like that, so Imperial Soup armies? Is that just where there's just loads of guardsmen? I've got a friend who takes guard, and I kind of whooped his butt with Magnus. He didn't really get a chance to retaliate against me, even though he stole the initiative. He took first turn. Magnus was a boss at saving everything. Just keyword Imperium. Okay. Guard after Nids are finished with them. From Derpinus. So a mix of everything. Yeah, guard. Yeah, guard. I totaled with Magnus, but it wasn't. He wasn't ready for it. I think if he knew what I could dish out, he would have changed his mind. But Magnus just went across the field and destroyed like 3 Lehman Russ in one turn. One of them was his commander. He was just like, I've never seen anything like that. And like, yep, Magnus just is a complete wrecking ball. But they've nerfed him a little bit and they've made him more expensive, which is, to be fair, a fair thing they've done because he was crazy powerful. But you can know more psychic stuff now, which is kind of interesting. So yeah, it's an interesting thing that. Yeah. Eighth is still very much a pleasure to play. The guys are starting up a Zone Mortalis Heresy game or campaign, so I'm going to be getting Night Lords back together for that. I just don't know if I'll have them done in time. We shall see. So, right, I'm probably going to wrap it up there, people. So, yeah, I haven't really got a lot else to do. I'm kind of thinking maybe airbrushing some stuff, but you know, I don't know. It's kind of late at night. I might go read Master of Mankind, sort of catch up with that side of things. So I'm just feeling a little bit of a lull in energy to do some heavy painting. So so a mix of Gilliman Guard, Knights, Sister of Battle, Custodians. I haven't seen a soup army. No, I haven't seen a soup army like that. I've just seen Guard or Space Marines. So a soup army like that, oof, that'll be an interesting day. Hopefully one day they'll do it because I think that'll be funny. But yeah, I may be on the show tomorrow with Wargame Online, depending on what Phil does. If not, who knows? But if not, we're around on Thursday doing Chill and Wargamers. It'll either be 7 or 8 p.m. I still don't know yet. I will find out from Spud when he is free. I'm guessing maybe earlier. I think he sleeps a lot these days. So it may be 7. But we got Luke from Luke's APS on the show with us chatting about his new model flock that he's selling. So, yes. Jaded is the word. Yeah, so thanks very much. Words. Thanks very much for watching, everyone. It's been a pleasure. Hopefully, I shall catch you all either tomorrow or Thursday. If not, maybe the weekend sometime. But you stay safe. Sorry for knocking the camera just then. And I'll see you all next time. See you later, guys. Bye bye.